2 times are egregious, though. Okay. Alright. Oop. Oh, shit. So we enter our first game of the day. What are we thinking? So I've recently... My range is... Scrappies, Savages, Knights, and Warriors. Not in that order. Veno, Enchantress, Anti-Mage. I could lock for Veno, Enchantress, Anti-Mage. Is that a lockable pack? Is locking worse now that you can find 2 costs on 2? I know people said that it is. I think that might be backwards, though. Cleo didn't lose. That means he has an axe. Wait, I thought Cleo was one of the guys that lost round 1, like me. That's weird.
We won't lose.
I could lock for this. Embarrassment on run. I recently decided I like Blightstone better than Claymore. I think Claymore is still just unadulterated ass. I still kind of want to play Scrappy. Well, sorry, Savages. I still kind of want to play Savages. I still haven't played Savages in a while. Let's just do this. This is a play that I think probably, like, overstates Savages a bit. Like, if this was, like, Knights, obviously Knights don't have 2 different 1 costs, but if they did, and I did this kind of lock for, like, a random 2 of plus an anti-mage, that would make more sense. But Savages are probably, like, the weakest comp in my range. They might be weaker than Warriors. Finally, I can tune into my favorite Brawny stream. Guys, where did this misconception come from? I literally haven't played Brawny in like 6 days. Like, not once. I don't understand why everyone just knows me as like the Brawny streamer now. Like, I just played it for like 1 week. 1 week though. It's just like, and I basically haven't touched them since. Almost not at all. Even before they got nerfed, I didn't touch them. And suddenly I'm just the Brawny streamer now. Like, how does that happen? I wouldn't call Savages weak. They're the easiest to transition from. That's true. But then you have to transition from them. And they're also, like, less contested. And contesting is a really, really important aspect here. Absolutely. Did we lose? No, we don't lose. Keeps it scary, man. If you had to 1v1 Grant mid to stay in EG, would you accept? Yeah. I'm a pretty good mid player. Ogre, Tiny. I kind of hate Quap, honestly. Some people like Quap. Smuggler on 3 versus Gloves. Now that's a tricky one. I mean, Smuggler on 3 still has to be better than Gloves.
Let's get to
Oh god, the nightmare start. 3 Savages and a Furion. I mean, we have Embarrassment Smuggler. Dude, I hate this. I actually hate Embarrassment Smuggler so much. Every time I have Embarrassment Smuggler, because I used to respect these items a lot. I used to be like, oh, dude, we got Embarrassment Smuggler, we win. And like, part of the reason I've rated these lower in my tier lists recently, like in the last like weeks or month, is because like, every time I get like Embarrassment Smuggler, it feels so good, and then I like lose. Because it turns out items that help you fight for the board are actually just good. Oh yeah, Druid power, dude. What an easy game. Slardar. I mean, I have extended my range to Warriors. So when I say Warriors, I kind of like the idea of 3 Warrior, 4 Warlock.
I'm basically 180.
I actually think that's just good. If I ask pull an early Lycan, I'm pretty happy. Let's look at Knights. We don't have any Knights yet. I think we might want to play a Knight. Or sorry, CK just for like the Demon. I mean, Demon just feels good here. Just feels like useful. Furion's solo frontline. That's not good. In an ideal world, that wouldn't be happening. Oh, he leveled. We're good. What an easy game. This guy's playing Brownie in the year of our Lord, 2019. The Toilet Whisperer. What's up, man? I know you. Welcome to the 188 Club, my guy. I know Poaching Knife is bad, but Is there an argument to put them in brownies so they're the last hitting more? No. I would say they're anti-synergistic in brownies. In brownies, you want to enable your last hits with items. Enable an early game dominance with items, not double down on the necessity for early game dominance. That's backwards. This is interesting. That's a really good pack. So now suddenly we can sell out of both of these Furions. We have Ench Tree, which is sweet. We have a DPS dealer in the form of like Shadow Fiend. So I can do something like this instead. We need more frontline for the time being. So this pack gives us like crazy options. Finding like Shadow Fiend and Terrorblade and Treant in the same one are super good. None of our options are amazing, though. So Terrorblade is... 2 people have it already, which is kind of crazy for this point of the game. My Treant leveled up and still got just punched... Oh. Wait. Never mind. He was just vacationing. We're good. I was like, wait. Why is our Treant dead already? Is 6 mages viable at all in Lord rank? I don't want to say no. I think everything is kind of viable. And I think Lord rank is like... I mean, there's like 5,000 Lords now. You can kind of still do whatever. But I wouldn't do it. I think 3 mages is better than 6. I think I can level here. Honestly, it's a really weird spot because I still don't have like a super streakable board. But the improvements that a literal Pudge makes to this board is a pretty big deal.
I'm basically one.
I need more frontline. I have the Warlock buff here, which is really nice. And the tree, when the tree picks up level 2, I just can't lose. Uh-oh, we lost. Wait, how'd that happen? Our tree was level 2. Is 6 of anything viable in Lord rank? 6 Knights is viable, although overrated. 4 Knights is good in a lot of situations. 6 Savages is just worse than 4 Savages. 6 Elusives is viable, for sure. This is a weird one. What if we're in elusives? Can we go 6 elusives this game? Wait, this guy's already in elusives. He's deep in elusives. God damn it. I don't know what I'm doing. This is an ass start. Nothing's incredibly open. There's like one person on Scrappy's streaking. It looks like he wants to keep the Scrappy transition option open. We just don't have a single Scrappy, so we can't go for it. Our Knight's option is just closed. It's just too late. We don't have like B start for it. Savages. If we ask pull a Lycan, I can still go Savages. We're not completing anything. We're not getting anything. Dude, I don't know what to do. We could respect like Slark and PI a bit more for sure. I could try the new 3 warrior builds. I don't know, not hitting an interest point by round 9 feels kind of bad. When's the next Underlords tourney? That's a good question. I don't even know what there's really gonna be. I want to see competitive swim. I'm gonna start playing in like the kind of like weekly, kind of casual Underlords Pro tournaments. The ones that are like, I think they're just publicly accessible, just like community run stuff. So the Venomancer is a big upgrade to the board. I can take the 4th Anti-Mage. Terrorblade is kind of potentially open. Can't go Batrider. I don't think I can go Scrappies. We need to start hitting interest points at this point. And here's like 2 more Pudgas. I mean, it's decision time right now. This guy's already in like the thing. This guy's board looks exactly like mine, actually. Actually, looks almost nothing like mine. But this is what I'm thinking about, like some weird 3 warrior thing. He's paired on the TBs. I have up to 5 anti-mages for what that's worth. I mean, I can upgrade this Pudge. Sort of might get there soon. Warriors is a decent thing to go when you're not really sure what you want to go. Heals are neat. I mean, Pudge kind of has to be completed here, right? I think we just need the front line. We need the big meaty dude. I think there's no world where we can afford to not complete Pudge. I think we're stuck on 3 warriors, guys. Uh-oh. God damn it. Now I remember why I didn't want to stream today. This is a really weird pack. I think we have to get out of our druids there. Having like this warrior front line with DPS and back looks fine. I went to play a game and I'm almost regretting it. I just like, I don't know. I'm a little contracted out. Easy. We missed 1 Slark already, though. My build is a little bit behind. I think I can take a pre-level there. I'm gonna have good health off of like winning a lot of fights, but that's about it, right? Would I rather have a Veno 2 or an SF1 with gloves? Veno 2, right? I mean, we've got top health at 96. That's not like the worst thing ever, I guess. Slark Mom intensifies. Slark Mom could happen. I mean, it's even potentially linked with warriors in the form of scaled. WoW Classic is out. Why is everyone still here? I prefer Guild Wars. I'm too edgy. I always play. There's something wrong with me. I literally always play like the second most popular versions of things. I realized this only recently, but I played Guild Wars instead of WoW. I played Yu-Gi-Oh instead of Magic. I played Gwent instead of Hearthstone. And for a while, Gwent was actually like the second digital card game. I play Underlords instead of TFT. I played Dota instead of League. I always play like the second most popular thing. Did you play Han? I would have if I like played Dota around the time Han was out. It's not as edgy as I thought. I mean, I don't play like super edgy things. It's not like I play like games nobody's ever heard of. That's not true. I do. It means you are a loser. I bet you have a GameCube instead of a PS2. Nah, my parents didn't buy me big boy toys. I had a Game Boy. My parents didn't buy me a console. They didn't want me to get addicted to video games. And now here we are. I mean, hey, I've got the best terrorblade progress. I can run Mask on AM. I have kind of no problems running Mask on AM. I think I'm fine with that. I think at this point, I can settle up. I think at this point, I kind of know what I'm going. Like, this pack, the way things have been playing the last few rounds, and this pack have kind of shown me, the path forward is like terrorblade, AM, 3 warrior, Probably like pair the scaled with the warriors. The Slark option, it was nice keeping it for a few rounds, but now that that terrorblade's complete and we're ahead on terrorblades, I think we can just like snap off the terrorblade option, sell up to like the real interest point, and just coast. So we're a little behind on interest, but we kept our options open, so we're kind of ahead on where we want to be. And I think that's fine early game. I think like it's okay playing a kind of weaker interest game. You know, you're just behind for a couple rounds, but you do have a kind of better direction planned out, and maybe even a slightly better board, as we do in this case. Could we link Heartless to this? We want a Necrophos, right? That would be ideal. Alchemist would be sweet here. And Venomancer is going to be useful for a bit, right? I think we can just chill until we're at Necro to get it on. What is this baller silk gold and dragon shirt you got there? This is a men's silk kimono, actually, not a shirt. That's it. You know, it's soft, delicate. I like it. It allows me to breathe. You know. We can take the early elk. Why the hell not? You'll never be able to play a Savage game? It kind of feels like it. That's fine. I don't know. This guy's going deep into Savages. He's already like on the Lycan path. Does it have to be Octarine ahead of Skullbasher? It depends, like, how good of an Octarine target I have. I think I regret that, honestly. I think I should have taken the Basher. It's fairly close. I think we've got a good enough board that we can probably sell Witch Doctor and hit this interest point. And at 17, I can level up and put in the floating Alk. Octarine on Pudga. Pudga can actually use Octarine for now. I don't know. I mean, what am I using Octarine on later? It's like Witch Doctor or Necro. I really like Skullbasher, and Skullbasher is just better for like early dominance. Like this Octarine has done literally nothing, and it won't do anything until like later. Like until I get a Necro too, it's just kind of garbage. Witch Doctor with Octarine is pretty nutty. It's true. It's just the problem is I'm not even sure if I'm in Witch Doctor this game. I mean, I know I'm not in a Witch Doctor 3 this game. What are the odds of me even being in Witch Doctor at all? So we can sacrifice one interest point to get this Alchemist on board. I think that's fine. Could have had it there in the last fight. Might have been better. My items really suck. I don't know, dude. It feels bad having like Smuggler and Embarrassment. Like the items you have are neat, but like in terms of my board's potential power, like how much happier am I if I have like a chainmail, a second gloves and a chainmail or something like that? Like I can just do so much more. It's pretty good damage coming after Terrorblade. It's fine. May I ask why don't you pick Pudges along the way and not interested in Pudge 3? Yeah, I mean, I don't think Pudge is a part of any late game board, honestly. I don't know. It's weird. I'd rather have like an AoE stunner or maybe like a Doom. Pudge, if you need him for the Heartless tag, can be worth it. I don't know, Heartless tag has felt kind of worse lately. It's Terrorblade 4, which is pretty good progress. Hopefully we can disincentivize, by completing the Terrorblade early, we can disincentivize like TB options. And I think there were two other people like trying to go TB. This guy's probably still in, but we stopped one of the guy from doing it, which feels good. Early friends and family. Yeah, I mean, something like Smuggler can be decent if you get, like, a really early friends and family, I guess. Sure. How is Pudge 3 not the ideal tank, especially with Vanguard? It depends on how much you need, if that makes sense. I don't know. It depends on your comp. If I want to do something like 6 Warrior, then I don't really like the idea. I don't know. We could have kept Slark in, honestly. Sorry, 1 second. I really should have picked Skull Basher, I think. Sorry, basically, with something like 6 Warrior, you just don't need, like, that much fatness. It can be... You kind of have to go out of your way on both ends to complete Undead. I don't know, I haven't been feeling as good about Necro lately. But he's still pretty good. The units that actually have the Undead tech, despite it being, like, the strongest alliance in the game, the units that actually have it are all just kind of, like, weak. But basically, so if you have Pudge, a Pudge 3-star with a Vanguard, you compare that to something like a Kunkka 2-star. If the Pudge 3-star gets there, you know, it'll delay a really large amount if it has either a Vanguard or a Chainmail in it. The problem is that something like a Kunkka that like stuns the entire team could be good. And having something up front tanking everything is something that I've done a lot more in the past. I like, you know, back when Retaliate was a thing and back when I ran 6 Warriors to climb, we had pretty good ranks with that. And I liked putting something up front with a Vanguard, but now that stuff like Warlocks are more of a thing, you really want it to be like gaining mana on different things. So we're losing this like for sure. You want to be gaining mana on different things, and the problem with that is if you have one thing tanking, that means like the rest of your team just isn't gaining mana, and that can be a really big issue. Whereas if I like split tank like Kunkka, Alchemist, you know, other warrior like Tidehunter and Disruptor, I'm casting more spells. My Kunkka doesn't have as tanky of a body, but Ship is much more powerful of an ability than Huck typically. Just have to go Bracers at this point, right? I don't know. I wonder if I overvalue Bracers and Octarine. We had another Basher there. I mean, we could have even fit in like an Arc Warden potentially, right? Or like a Basher for the other Arc Warden, I mean. The Disruptor level 1 is not really going off properly. Yeah, something's off here. I should switch things up a little bit. I'm in need of upgrades. I should have rolled down more aggressively. I should have rolled down to like 30 or 20 gold or something. Well, I was back to finish what it started. Ruin the lives of people born before 2000. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's basically just all old people playing it, right? Not like old, but like, you know, like my age at least. It's just like a nostalgia thing. Is it worth it to go Demons and Demon Hunters? Nah. If you're in Demon Hunters, you just run these pairs. Don't play Demons. You'll cancel Terrorblade's Demon Hunter tag, or you'll cancel Terrorblade's Demon tag if you play Demon Hunters, and it's simply not worth it. I think now that I upgraded the Tusk, maybe I can chill for a little bit. I don't know, this Arc Warden is still just not really doing anything on this board. Anti-Mage escorting Terrorblade is kind of okay. Like, stop something from casting a spell. Oh, I am on Terrorblade, please. Rip. How old are you? I think I'm 26. Yeah, I turned 26. Tide instead of Tusk? Yeah, Tide 1 over the Savage. Depends, like, how much scaled is out there. I don't really give a lot of respect to Tide 1. Probably get it on later. I think with Mom, we probably should have kept the Slark open. I know that some people like going like Slark and Terrorblade. I don't really, do I? What are the odds this is a Slark game? Really low, right? like phenomenally low. Anti-mage progress is good. Dude, how are we 75? How are we top health in this lobby? What is going on? I feel like my board is absolutely ass. This doesn't feel like a good game at all. Terrorblade. Oh yeah. Oh, kill those logs. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please. Okay. Woo! What an easy fight. So we're one off of a big AM with a mom. Okay, so we have a big AM with a mom. That's interesting. Huh. Fancy that. Oddly enough, this gives us once again the predicament of having this floating slot. Like, I'll just complete scaled and chill. Make sure this is good. I mean, we just beat the top streaker too. In fact, it wasn't even close. Should I get rid of Veno? Yeah, eventually. I don't know. I mean, we could be in 4 Warlocks. I didn't need to sell that Alchemist earlier. Can you even fit 4 Warlocks? It's like 2 Demon Hunters, and we're going to be doubling down on the terrorblade, so it's like 2 Demon Hunters, 3 Warriors, and then 4 Warlocks. That's 9 units. We can't fit 9 units on this board. It has to be too late for Slark now, right? I can't build a 3-star right now. I should have been building this the entire time. But that's fine. Whatever. I need to give more respect to Slark when I'm in Warriors and when I have a Mask of Madness. Also, probably even without those things. And my damage TV, probably. Wow. Yeah, he did. Just level. I mean, I want to be at an 8-unit comp, right? I mean, people aren't on Slark. Not a single I could have literally been at like 5 Slarks right now. And I have like health lead. I've messed this game up a bit. I think it's just too late to try to go for it now. Like, the game just has to be ending too soon, right? I think it's too late now. I should have gone for it earlier, but it has to be too late now. Like, I don't want to be buying more Slarks. Like, the average time it'll complete and the resell is just too bad. So we can get rid of Tusk now and Venomancer for another Warlock. But I want like a level 2 Warlock to put there. Can I just like, I can do this, right? And I can have like this gap where Terrorblade walks forward 1 step. I think that's fine. Bracers, BKB, Vanguard. It's just another Bracers, right? I mean, multiple Bracers are kind of spooky here. Aren't they? We're gonna have multiple Bracers users. Absolutely. I think I just chill. So this is like, this is something you can do, right? You can just have him in the middle and like walk forward on a gap. I don't normally do this. I normally have him come off on the side. But he can just, there's not really a downside of this happening, right? I guess it depends on like, so it'll coin flip whether his movement happens before the aggro happens, right? If there's something across from this empty gap, push to the front, is it a 50-50 whether they'll attack terrorblade or not? I think this is fine. I guess the problem is he's a little too like centralized to the fight now. I can't have him coming in too slow, right? That's just bad. I just need to have him in there and just hope that the lifesteal and the DPS and the lifelinks are enough to keep him alive. Oh, is Necro frontline? He's healthy enough. He wants to be level 2 maybe before being frontline, possibly. We're finding so many Slarks. Even if I had started just like at this time, we would be at 4 Slarks? Just like... Just can't do that though. Can't make plays like that. Kanka. It feels like we have to get Venomancer off this board pretty soon, right? Picking up Brooch if you're already in Terrorblade for a faster meta. He's really item dependent. Brooch of the Aggressor or Brooch of the Martyr? I mean, faster meta is kind of nice, but then you have a Terrorblade that doesn't have a DPS item, and that's bad. So, I mean, if you have Brooch and you have Terrorblade, you can put it on him early if you don't have anything better to put it on him. But I wouldn't like go out of my way really for a pick like that. So we're starting to get scaled out. Can I go Kanka here? I think I might need the Pudge. What if I just go multiple Tidehunters? I could do that, right? That could be like the final thing in this board, just like a second Tidehunter. That sounds fine, doesn't it? Isn't that totally okay? So Slarda's close to completing, which is good. Fucking that 4-staff. That's just for me. That's like 100% just for my board. This fucking guy. Almost worked too. Tattoo with bracers sounds pretty busted. 2 tides with bracers. Yeah, but one of my bracers could also just be on a disruptor. Getting a faster meta is similar to a DPS item? No, I know. Of course, of course. I mean, it's probably better than like a gloves, I guess. I can build a Tide 3 later, right? Isn't that something that's like just totally okay to do? Are we doing this? I should have the other bracers on him. Whoops. Is this like, is this too much stunning? They're gonna have stacking issues, right? Like, I like the idea of just like ravage, 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 ravage. The problem is that like if they're stacking the first 2 at the same time, that's just bad. Is Venom on the board? He could be off. I mean, I have a pretty weak board. I guess it might be better to have a Slardar too. It's pretty bad both ways. The benefit of getting Venom off is it allows me to like take a couple extra rolls while still being at an interest point, basically. But apart from that, he's not really hurting my board. I need this Terrorblade level 3 though. The big problem is we have had no Terrorblade progress at all. Like, we've been at 5 Terrorblades for like 10 rounds, and it's just game losing, right? Like, they should be, that's 1 ult. And then... not even ulting. It's another ult. 2 cell radius. Wah. I'll have a free slot when the Tidehunter completes. We're staying at 8 like this entire game, right? We're stuck on staying at 8. Oh boy. I mean, we're 1 from Tide and 1 from Slardar. Is this Tidehunter even an upgrade though? It consolidates, but I have like notably less stuns. I need the disruptor to get there. My health is just too low at this point. I can't be chilling right now. That's a little late. I can maybe chill at 29. I can chill for a little bit here, I think. I think Terrorblade might actually still be more DPS here, funnily enough. Something like this is kind of okay. I don't know, the scale does a lot on this board. Our roll value is nuts. I mean, if we lose one board, I'll roll it down and I should be fine. Ah, this is a gigantic disruptor ulti. Is that both Ravages at the same time? It was, right? God damn it. And this is like a large overlap too. Like, I mean, basically the second Tidehunter did literally nothing this game. That feels pretty bad. That feels pretty good. So now I need Disruptor really badly. What are the odds I use Sankingu here? I need just like some random teamfight ultis. There's a Disruptor, so this like fills the extra slot for now. Should be like more fixated on positions as well. It's okay though. Like when they're not super stacking their ultis, that actually feels pretty solid. We should get the 3-star Tide this game. The problem is I think we're literally never leveling to 9. Because once we get the 3-star Tide, then we just like have another unit we need to put in anyway. Which is weird because our roll value is absolutely terrible right now. Yeah, this is a really weird ass board. One of the braces on the Disruptor and one of them on a Tide. I think that's okay. So this guy's right skewed, this guy's left skewed. So it's right. We just beat Cleo, right? And Cleo is one of the right skewed ones, so right now it's even because we're not going to be against Cleo again. This guy's got Axe on a Terrorblade's hole. It's okay. This board smells faintly of good stuff. Somewhat. Ah, this is good time to ravages. Ah. Stacking with Disrupt ulti. It does smell faintly of good stuff. That's true. There's a lot of like AoE bursty stuff going on, I guess. So we should be getting like third at least here, I think. For sure, right? It'd be weird to get fourth in this game. I mean, I think we... And this is the weird thing. I mean, are we going to 9? 9 on 37? Are we alive at 37? Okay, so let's have a look at these boards. So this guy's on the right. So they're both right skewed, but this guy has Axe, which is really dangerous. Which gives me exactly one solution, and one solution only. I'll just swap it at the last second. It's basically this. This is like, Terrorblade needs to be coming in on the right side so that it starts attacking fast, but if it comes in one of these 3 slots, the X will be calling it, so it has to come in on the very right side. And this is good. Why are the Tides together? They want to be centralized. I mean, they're still not super likely to ult at the same times because they're going to have different attackers, right? Which means they're going to charge mana at different rates. but they have a, you know, a radial AoE, so they need to be centered to the board. As much as I don't want them to stack their ultis, them being split apart doesn't really matter. It's more about like time than space. If that makes sense. There's the Tide 3, and at the same time this will open up a free slot on the board. Isn't Tide 3 just bad? Like, why am I building this? I have one less ulti. I don't need the free spot on my board, right? Tide Kunkka. Yeah, I mean, I can get the Kunkka and like roll down for a Kunkka too. I don't know. I think I'm just supposed to not build this, guys. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Okay. Let's figure out what we want to do here. So we want to go to 9 on 37, which means we do have the ability to econ for 1 round. I think this is weird. I think we literally put a level 1 Kunk on the board for 1 round. At 18 health, we're pretty much outside of one-shot range, and then we want to level to 9 on 37 exactly. So even if we lose 1 board, we probably want to just be chilling here. Oh, big boy. We got a Moonshard as well. Moonshard is just sweet. This just has to be good, right? Moonshard on Terrorblade is nuts! We can put a Daedalus on the Fishy Boy. So both comps are right skewed, which actually gives us a little bit of an exploitative potential here. We're going to go ahead and flop our Necrophos a little bit in back. I think that's going to be totally fine. Because we want to have the ability for these guys to kind of come in as they so choose. So we can do something like this. Again, we just want to abuse these boards. So the big thing here is that Moonshard is an 80% DPS increase, and Daedalus is closer to a 65% DPS increase. So you might think Moonshard over Daedalus is a slight upgrade to the board. It's not. It's actually a really big upgrade. Because not only is Moonshard just a better DPS item, it also gains you mana faster, which is nuts. In fact, it gains you mana almost twice as fast from auto attacks. It's 80% attack speed, which is 80% extra. It's 80% faster attacks. Well, his DPS is going up by 80%, and his amount of attacks per second is going up by 80%. Right? So it's like it's almost double DPS given how fast he's charging now. So we want a second disruptor on this board. I think we can just level up now and just roll down for it. We're just looking for like something to hit level 2 basically. Anything. Second disruptor going in feels good. I don't really care. This looks good. Tide can't really use bracers as well. Even though his Ravage is nuts, his health is too high. I don't know, Tide 3 is very funny, guys. I don't know if it's actually good, though. Like, he can't use bracers literally at all. His health is too high. He can't die. And he only gets 1 Ravage. It's okay, guys. It's not bad, but that's fine. That should be the 15. So it looks like we're good. But it doesn't like your glasses? Yeah, I'm actually getting new glasses. It's been like a long time just because I'm really lazy. But I think like I don't know when I'll actually end up getting new glasses, but eventually. Daedalus Tide. We could have actually put something else on Tide. I like Gloves of Haste on him. Did we have Gloves of Haste at the end? Yeah, I mean, gloves are going to be better on the Tide. Keep in mind, like, something that's, like, a really big deal is, like, just the mana gain, right? Like, so Daedalus is a 65% DPS increase. It's actually probably going to be slower on Tide. It'll probably be, I'd have to crunch the numbers specifically for Tide. It'll probably be less than 65, like 55 or like 56% DPS increase on Tide specifically. Because he has low attack speed to pair with the plus damage. And Gloves is going to be a flat 25%er. So we see like Daedalus is going to be better on Slardar with higher attack speed. But the most important thing isn't actually like the DPS. That doesn't matter at all. It's that Gloves, in addition to 25% DPS, it's also 25% faster mana gains. Whereas Daedalus doesn't increase your mana gain at all. So the ability to attack a little bit faster is going to be just worth it here. Like, I'd like to have my cast coming in a little bit sooner, but Slardar's spell doesn't really matter, so we can have the Daedalus.